Hey there, I am Nitin and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to create a cool main menu scene in Unity. So let's get started. So the first thing you will have to do is download a Unity package. Link is given in the description. After that import it. And to import, right click in the project panel, select import package and custom package, and then locate it. After that hit open and again hit import. Now you will get a folder called main menu tutorial. Inside it you will get a font folder and a sprite folder. So now let's create the canvas. So right click in the hierarchy, go UI and select canvas. After that set the UI scale mode to scale with screen size and set the resolution to 1920 by 1080. Now let's create the button. So right click on the canvas and select button text mesh pro. And now let's first assign this UI button sprite image here and select set native size, and let's set the width and height to 500 by 300, and let's set the text and rename it to play. And if you use this YouTube star font, so you will have to write all the letters in capital. If you do not do this, like if I just write Y in small letter and drag this font here, so you can see we cannot see the Y word. So that is why you will have to write the words in capital letter. After that let's make it a little bit bigger, and let's select the button and set let's edit the color. I think this is good. Now let's add a glow to the button like this. Set the power to 1. Now let's animate the button. So select the button, let's rename it to play button, and collapse this image component and expand this button component. And let's change the transition from color tint to animation and set the navigation to none. Now let's hit auto generate animation and let's create a separate folder for it, and let's call it animations, and let's set the file name to button. It will automatically generate all the animations and the transitions for you. Now let's go into highlighted and let's set its scale to like 1.08 on the frame 1, and on frame number 20 set its scale to 1.15, and on frame number 30 set it to 1, and on frame number 40 set it to 1.08. Now if you hit play, and let's now create the pressed. So select the pressed animation and set the scale to 1. Let's add the property and delete this keyframe here. Now let's hit play and see how it is looking. You can see the highlighted is just loops, this animation loops. So let's solve this problem. So go into animation folder and expand this button animator and select the highlighted and disable loop time. Now if you hit play, so you can see it does not loops, and you can also see it is really slow. So let's fix it also. So double click on the button animator and select this transition, expand the settings and Set the transition duration to 0.1. Copy this and paste it for all of these transitions. Now if we hit play, you can see it is really fast and really good. So now let's make the other buttons. So right click on the canvas and create an empty game object, rename it to menu, and drag this play button on the main menu to create it a child. Now let's duplicate this play button, rename it to options button, and select move it a little bit down, like here, minus 250, and let's replace the play text to option, and also change the color a little bit. I think green is good. Now let's duplicate the option button and rename it to quit button, and rename the text also to quit, and select it and set the position of Y to 350, 450, okay, 525, 500, and also change its color to like this. Now right click on the main menu, create another empty game object and rename it to buttons, and drag these three buttons at the buttons, and let's select it and move it above like 100, and also let's change the glow color to red, I think, something like that. And now if we hit play, so you can see these buttons are really cool. Now let's make the game's title. So right click on the main menu, go UI and select the text mesh pro, and drag it above the buttons empty game object and rename it to game name or your game's name. And let's also have to focus on it and make it a little bit bigger, like 1150 to 150. Let's make its size big to 125 or 200. Now let's drag this font, YouTube star font, to it and rename it to game title. Now let's give it a color. I think this is good, and let's also give colors to this. I think this brown color is already good. Now let's make the intro animation, like when we hit play, so it plays the animation. After that we can play. So select the main menu and create a new animation. I'm going to call it intro anim, and let's select the game title and add a canvas group to it. frame number 0 set its alpha to 0, and on frame number 40 set it to 1, and then select the button and add the canvas group to them also. And on frame number 0 set its alpha to 0, on frame number 55 set its alpha to 1, and on frame number 15 set it to 0. Now you can see. Now let's hit play and see how it is looking. Let's hit play and see. Yeah, now it is working correctly. It is looking really cool, but the buttons are doing nothing, so I will cover it in another tutorial, but it is pretty much for this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.